Okay, so now let's talk about the USP, right? In your application, what do you think stood out? Students applying to highly selective colleges have the grades, they've taken a breadth of classes, they've also demonstrated depth of understanding of the core subject areas, and they feel that they can represent themselves well even through their extracurricular activities. So, what is it that extra that really makes you stand out? And let's find out from you, Dimit.
Yeah, so um, I actually got a little bit of advice on this when I was in the process of applying. And so as part of the process for especially some of the highly select schools, once you have turned in your application, they also ask you to do an interview with them. And when I was doing my interview with Stanford, the interviewer was very excited about the application process, and so showing a lot of insights on how it worked. And what he said was that even though Stanford has about a 3% acceptance rate, they actually assume that about 80% of the people who apply could be a great fit at Stanford and like succeed academically and kind of meet all the criteria that they want, but they just ultimately don't have enough seats to offer to 80% of their applicants. And so the way he put it was that it doesn't quite come down to chance, but it kind of to some degree is about just kind of what type of students they're looking for in each year. And so kind of the example he used is that they might be looking for someone who plays like a particular musical instrument from a particular state one year. And if you happen to be the person who plays that instrument from that state, that you'll get in and never know that that's the detail that made it so that you got in and someone else didn't. And so I think the kind of strategy then as you're applying is to kind of have a breadth of different things that you're involved in. So for me, I did debate, which was one of my more kind of academic interests. And then I was also involved in kind of like some politics and activism out in the community. So that was more like kind of my community involvement. I also ran cross country and was one of the team captains my senior year. And so that was both kind of leadership within school, but also athletics. And so I think I had kind of just my interest in different areas of life that I was pursuing. And so I don't know kind of which one of those was really the thing that made them say like, yes, we're going to accept Dylan. But it was just a matter of what I was interested in was what I put my time into. And then it both made it so that I was kind of well-rounded and involved in lots of different things in different areas of life, but also was trying to kind of spend time and put effort into what I was involved in and what I was interested in. And so I think that kind of balancing of being involved in a breadth of different things, but also trying to get really involved in them. And like if you end up in a leadership position, that's even better. If you're taking on kind of projects and initiatives within different groups you're involved in, that's helpful both in terms of showing the college that you're really passionate about your interests, but also gives you kind of more material to be able to write about for essays. Since for a lot of colleges, you'll be writing kind of like 5 to 10 different essays on different prompts. And so having kind of 5 to 10 different experiences that you can really write a good essay on is really important, so that you're not just having maybe like 2 or 3 different topics you can write about, or like 2 or 3 different things you're involved in. That it's helpful to have enough breadth that you can not be just repeating the same topics, but also have enough depth that you can write a really really good essay on those different experiences.